Hey, everybody, welcome to Dating God's Way on a nice Tuesday night.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining with us this evening. Hey, daughter Kanish, good to
Hey,
see
I
you.
owe you a call, child. It's been a busy night.
Yay, daughter Tata. Hey,
Hey, girl,
hey,
I got you.
what's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you all in the house, in the house, in the house. While we're getting started, hey, Pastor E,
Yeah.
let's play a game.
Oh, oh, your games be something else, child. Okay, I'm ready.
We're going to play a round of culture tag.
Oh no, child. Okay.
All right. So y'all play with us. Y'all ready
Uh-huh.
for culture tag? Here we go.
Oh my gosh. What's the thing?
The theme is church, which is good for tonight. So, um, this always erupt in some kind of praise break, because um, people say this is how God has been to them.
Okay. Think back. Um, how no. How How? I don't know. I need David. I need son David. How
David has college homework.
he's been he's been better than he's been better than
You're almost there.
he's been better than he's been better than my somebody been to me.
You
He's
got
been
the.
better than I've been to myself.
He's been better to
He's
me
been
than
better
I've been
to
to
me than I've been
myself.
to myself.
Good, good job. Okay, one more.
Ah,
Yeah, good job, good job, Michelle.
take
Michelle,
time, child. I had to work through that.
Michelle, you better drive that car, girlie.
Ah,
Michelle, better drive that car. Ah, there you go, Tara. Yes, yes, yes. All right,
okay.
here we go. Another one.
Okay. You
I
better praise him.
almost,
You better praise him. No, you better praise
almost.
him. You, is it you right?
Yes.
You
You
better
say
pray.
no.
You, I said the same thing. She said the same thing to you. You better
I
pray.
said,
You, is it
uh,
better?
yes.
You better,
You say this to the. You fussing at the minister.
you better preach.
You better preach. You better.
You better preach.
You better.
You better preach.
All right. Last one. Last one.
Okay.
Last one.
Okay. Okay.
Last one. Okay.
What, okay.
Okay.
What
It's a question.
happened
No.
during, oh,
You are so analytical.
oh, because it's not what happened during.
No, not weird.
Why?
No, not why.
Who?
Almost.
Is it who?
No, it's a um.
Um,
So we say this uh when God makes a way for us.
um,
We ask this rhetorical question, and we always respond, "Yes, He will."
oh my goodness.
Come on, y'all got it.
I do have it.
I got it. There you go, Tyler.
Won't
Yes.
he do it? Oh,
Let
I
me
meant
do it.
to say, I was like, it can't be won't he do it? I in my mind, I was like, it can't be won't he do it?
Y'all.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you all online. And yo, what we talking about tonight? Romantic church, romance churchy. What is it called? What I
Romance and Churchy.
romance and churchy. Ooh ooh ooh. Man, there's a whole lot going out here in these church streets. And Facebook just telling it all.
Yeah.
Man, what you think about the Yeah, this would just crack me up today. About the man that went to Renzetti's and stole.
You crazy. You crazy.
This one just cracked me up though. He went to a clergy apparel store
And so,
and stole out of the clergy apparel store.
like, why?
Like, yeah, if you can't afford to be ordained, then maybe
Don't get
yeah,
ordained.
maybe don't get ordained this year. Maybe.
You crazy.
Ah, hey,
Wild, wild, wild.
yeah, the current news is wild right now. All right, Pastor E, romance and churchy, romance and churchy. So let's dating God's way, dating God's way,
Yeah.
pre-marriage and marriage. What aspects do romance live with inside of the couple's relationship?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
when does romance come in?
When does romance go? And when does romance leave?
I mean, I think it's a big conversation for real because I think a lot of people get rid of romance as soon as they get to Jesus. I don't know. It seems like, I mean, we talk about fornication, y'all. Just to already get it started.
Well, we ain't there
We
yet.
ain't
I'm
talk
not
about fornication. We talk about romance.
right. We talking about romance, right?
Romance. Okay, let's give a definition.
Okay, good.
Let's get some definition goals. I feel like somebody here might already be in the guide. Let's talk about what's the definition of romance. So when we talk about romance, we're talking about courting or wooing, right? Courting or wooing, and that is courtship behavior that's like expressing a strong attraction for another person. That's when we talk about romance.
Okay.
Romance. And so, like, how does romance come into this scenario of dating when you churchy, when you a believer?
Now, I must say, rom for me,
Uh-oh.
for me, romancing you was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life.
Wow. Do tell.
I had to keep up.
Do tell.
And all I knew for romancing you was steak and crabs. Yeah, steak and crabs started to break the bank a little bit. It was
You,
taxing.
you forgot to use your IT creativity.
I did.
That's what
I did.
happened. You
I
left your
did.
IT creativity at home. That's what happened with you.
My eyes had the red heart, like the blue, the heart that go boom, 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 boom.
But you forgot
And
creativity.
you didn't like flowers. I think I brought you flowers once, and you started sneezing,
I'm
like crazy.
allergic. I'm allergic. I have an allergy.
So
As I've gotten older, I mean, I've gotten better with flowers as I've gotten older. I like them to
you
be in
do,
my vicinity.
you do.
But yes, you are right. I'm allergic to flowers. So
Yeah.
that and
So crabs and shrimp was my only go-to in our short time of courting.
so are you saying that romancing is over after courting?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I am not saying that at
Oh,
all.
okay. Because I'm just trying to figure out.
And I hope I never gave that impression to you at 23 years later on down the road.
Well, I mean, I think. I think that when you talk about romance and churchiness, I
Yeah.
mean, like people who, a lot of people who are church don't really think about romance. I mean, it seems like we go straight from the inappropriate stage. Either it's inappropriate or it's nothing.
Hmm.
In my in what I can see,
Yeah.
it's either inappropriate, you out there fornicating, or you not doing nothing.
So it's not a kind of wooing you, like wooing you to be more interested in me. So are we saying that that escapes?
I think so. I mean, it seems like
Wow.
church might like bang it out of people's head, or I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't seem like a lot of church people get the romance aspect.
Hmm.
It don't seem like they are open to the romance. And I'm like, it's like, yeah, you spiritual, but also you are in a relationship with somebody. I mean, I'm just like, you're also in a relationship. So I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to help the people. Like divorce rate is high in church. I do believe that, right? Like we became an anomaly of being like, this will be 23 years for us in a few months.
Yeah.
And we are each other's first marriage. Like we've never been married before. And so like that's an anomaly now. Like you don't have a lot of people who have been married first time,
Yeah.
even within church, been married first time for a long time. And so I think some of it have to do with romance though.
Mm.
Some of it could be like when like you're not even trying. So somebody is just supposed to like want to be with you and have babies with you. Like I don't even understand. I'm just trying to understand it.
Yeah.
It seems like church people go straight to like marriage and babies real quick.
Well, because we kind of go straight, or church people, I think we, I think we skip all the way to purpose and destiny,
I see.
and rush past the actual interest in each other to you fulfill this for me
Yeah.
without, or it could, and it could be that way, that you fulfill this for me without the um I'm I'm continuing to woo you and to show you I'm interested in you.
I mean, you can't fulfill nothing for me. I mean, like, like somebody fulfilling something for you sounds like you basically hired someone. It's like you fulfilling, help me fulfill my destiny. But what about all the in between parts of destiny?
Yeah.
You going all the way to the end. We're gonna be amazing together. We're gonna have these kids. We're gonna dupe. But what about all the time you have to spend with somebody in between having babies, in between like destiny and ministry? Well, I mean, what about all that time?
But
You just
without knowing individual situations, I probably wonder if that's the breakdown that relationships in the church is having, is because um it's perpetuated, or perpetuated, well, I can't even say the word.
perpetuated,
Yeah,
perpetuated.
perpetuated, that destiny and everything and purpose is the goal here. And so when you do make it to purpose and destiny, you have nothing. You won your prize,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So what's left for the merge now that you reached the cleft?
right.
What both of you all probably wanted to make it to make it to, and but you reached the clefts so high you forgot there are rocks and pebbles that's that the cleft is sitting on top of. and that piece is the romance piece, right? The building pieces that
They
built your
they actually keep you engaged. They keep
yeah
you engaged in a relationship. They keep it fresh. They keep you from being roommates, just living in a house together. They keep you from growing apart, right? There, I mean, it got to be some amount of romance, right?
yeah. Got to be some amount of romance.
It is a little mind boggling. I mean, I would say like murder counseling, also just being out in the streets with people. It's just like a lot of romance is gone past the wheel. It's not even a concept in church. Like, how can you tell somebody to keep the fire burning
Right.
and there's no part of that is romance? That has to be more than sex,
It got to be.
right? And it's like if you don't build those components, not just during your dating and courting time, but after marriage, there needs to be some amount of woo. I need some woo.
Romance had to be continual.
Has to be continual, a continual, and also continual both way. You know, it's like, a man and a woman have to want to continue to build and smolder the relationship. And that's got romance on it.
I think one of my biggest issues with romance, not issue with romance, but one of my biggest hurdles was detaching money from romance, feeling like you always had to have money in order to be romantic,
That's true. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You
Because
was
I
big
mean,
on that.
huh?
I said you was big on that.
I mean, because I wooed you with my bank account, my major bank account. No, I didn't. But I just, but I felt like that. I always had to take you out somewhere to do something, do something, do something. Um, Not understanding or not knowing that you really appreciate it, or that women appreciate the small things also.
Some of them like the big things. I mean, that's why romancing is important because you need to know the
You
woman.
need to know.
You need to know the woman. I personally like quality time more than I like gifts, right? And so I do think that, they call it love language, whatever you call it, it's a component of romancing.
Yeah,
Knowing how someone likes to be treated, knowing how someone likes to be loved. And we got to get this back in the church, or we will see a lot more marriages that fall apart.
yeah. You used to like an old sports movie. You used to like Jerry Maguire a lot. So
I didn't used to. I still do.
so we used to watch a lot of Jerry Maguire.
It's funny. My kind of movie. Movies is one way that we spend time together.
Yeah.
But I think, what's the mindset though of like it's like either romance is like worldly. Like what is how would you tell someone that's dating or courting how to romance without getting crazy?
Oh wow. So now we're talking about boundaries, right?
Yeah.
We
What's
talking
the
about
boundaries? What's the boundaries within dating?
like we're talking about um how not to flirt with destruction
Yeah.
during during the romantic times, and knowing yourself, or knowing when you are at a vulnerable state of
Sure.
sin, vulnerable to sin, talking about dating God's way, knowing when you are vulnerable to sin.
Well, you're always vulnerable to sin. Let's just
Yeah, but some at some points, some points are weaker than others.
for sure. For sure.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's right. Never trust the flesh for sure.
Yeah,
Flesh can't be trusted at all.
yeah, yeah. That flirting with that, and also minding your feelings about how the night is going or how the evening is going, and knowing that, you know what, maybe it's time for me to go home now. maybe the maybe the night is going so well. Maybe it's time for me to go home.
Maybe it's time for it to end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are some safe spaces in dating around. I mean, like you can be romantic and going for a walk. Things you can do and
Go for a bike ride.
like seeing romance and taking the commercialism out of romance.
Yeah.
I think this is also for marriage too. You have to be able to take the commercialism out of it because
Yeah.
a lot of what you may see as romance could be Hallmark, could be Lifetime,
True.
right? You haven't really built up really what romance is because you haven't even inquired of the person that you're dating. So romance is you have to take the TV out of it, the movies out of it,
Yeah.
right? In order
That that's the fantasy.
that's the fantasy. You got to take fantasy out of it. Fantasy and romance are two different things.
Yeah.
Fantasy is an idea of like, ooh, okay, this person's going to sweep me off my feet.
Tara,
What?
I came with you tonight, Tara. Tara. Tara.
Talking about Tubi. Definitely ain't no Tubi romance.
Tara.
Definitely that ain't it. Definitely. No. But I think it is an idea. Remember, I'm not gonna TMI. But remember when our honeymoon?
Okay.
Okay, so on he like, okay.
We're
When our
going here.
honeymoon, we went to the Pocono, our first honeymoon.
Yes.
Because we had 2 honeymoons. On our first honeymoon, we went to the Pocono. And like at the Pocono, y'all, is all this like over the top romantic stuff. Like, is it like a big champagne glass that's like a bathtub? What is a hot tub? And it's like all of this, like your bed is made like a heart. Like it's just like over the top. It's like over the top things, right? And I think that is how most people see romance. If it's not like that, then they don't see it as being romantic. They don't see it. They have like this fantasy view of like what romance is. And I think you have to like get rid of that in order to really like form true like romance with your partner. Because it should not be based on fantasy or lust. Fantasy or lust.
Yeah.
Because I think also like people see romance as being lustful as well. It's like if you're romancing me, okay, and I'm gonna just go over the side a little bit. You romancing me, it's not filling me up. I mean, that's not romancing. Hello?
Wow. We here?
Well, we here. It's a romance in church. I'm trying to set people free tonight, Pastor. Get the people set free.
Amen. Get them set free.
It's like not the that's not wooing somebody. That's going straight to the punchline. So like, is it real?
No, you're right.
I think people don't have a definition of what romancing is. That's why they go straight to the end. That's not romantic, y'all. That's the end.
That's your flesh.
For sure. And even when you marry, I mean, the end is the end, child. I mean, it's like, yo, romancing is it's a walk. It's a
And just because let me help you, because I mean you all don't need no help. You guys are old enough. You all know. Just because somebody is touching you, whether male or female or whatever, it doesn't mean that they like you.
That's correct. It just means that they're in need of something. Possibly they in need of something.
Yeah.
So romance is not just a quick. There was my girl. She done came in the room. Romance takes time. That's it, me. My girl done came in the room. It ain't a quick, okay? I think that's important. Like, it's important to talk about what romance is because so many people miss it. and thus they miss out on the opportunity to get to know their mate. They
because
miss out on the opportunity to really connect with their mate.
but like you said, we watch a lot of movies, which keep replaying in our minds and that fantasy. But what we miss, or what we don't see, is the real life of those decisions of what we think is romantic, right?
Yeah,
And we talk about dating God's way, right? The movie don't show real life romance. It shows happily ever after.
that's correct. Because
But
I mean, Cinderella definitely shouldn't have been no happy ever after. She was with them stepmother, them stepsisters. I mean, look, she was going through, child, and all
right.
they talk about is glass slippers and current on.
It doesn't show the real life is the demonic realm at work, right?
Oh,
That's really trying to pull you in into a deep dark place.
for sure. It's not showing all the other things that accompany that person's life, right? That this is more to it than just, as I stated, getting to the end. For sure. We got a question already. Want to get to our question?
Sure, come on with it.
Okay.
We ain't got a lot of time tonight, I don't think.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead and answer the question. Stop cutting up. Can romance be what you like to do?
Example.
If I tell him I like going to the museum and walking by water and he plans an outing for us to do just that, can that be romance?
That can be romantic,
It can be romantic, but it's not romance.
right?
Right. I think that's important. That's kind of like the distinction we're trying to make, right? It's like
Yeah.
if somebody does what you like to do, that doesn't make it romance. Is the intent of it to woo you, to get to know you better, for you to build a bond, or is the intent of it to get in your pants? Here we are now. Because if the intent of it is to get in my pants, it's not romantic. I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up. That can't be the intent.
That can't be the intent.
Hey y'all, we here together. That's not that ain't romance. That is not wooing me. That's getting to your goal. So I would say that's not romance. The intent has to be the intent of, as we did the definition of romance, has to be wooing me based on my interests. So she said, so should you learn the other person, what the other person considers romantic?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. It's learning what the other person considers romantic, but also, particularly when you get to marriage, it's building romance together. It can't no longer be about what you think is romantic, what I think is romantic. When you become one, romance has to become joint. It has to be now become this now our party. It ain't just your party. It's no longer one person's party of romance. It's like a joint romance party.
I got a funny. Oh no, I got a. So talking about movies, right? I remember when the movie came out.
Which one?
Waiting to Exhale.
Oh, you crazy.
I know I'm dating myself. Waiting to Exhale, right?
Yeah.
And the scene that people thought was so romantic was with Wesley Snipes and Angela Bassett.
Wesley Snipes, Angela Bassett. Okay.
Yeah, and she was going through her divorce, and I think his wife was dying, and they end up uh sleeping in the same bed, but they didn't
Oh,
sleep together, right?
I do remember this part. Okay, So you know what the whole movie. Go ahead now.
And people thought that was so romantic. And I was like, yo, but y'all know he's still married, right? And like, and he's like sleeping with another one. Like, y'all, this ain't wrong. This is
Somebody said that in this movie, child. Yeah, right. The things that we saw, the things that you see from movies that you take on as romance.
yeah.
You take on that as romance. They put Love and Basketball now.
Yeah.
They put Love and Basketball in there now, right? The things that we have built images of what romance is also can be something that is a barrier to getting to romance with your partner.
Yeah.
Because if you've built in this mechanism of like, if I don't get flowers every Friday, and if I don't da 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 da. I mean, if you have that checklist of all of the things that how it must look, instead of discovering what it looks like together, discovering, how we woo one another. To me, like that is what romance looks like. It's our ability to be in tune to each other, build that intimacy with each other, not just do things for each other.
Yeah.
Because that's just what that is, doing things for each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do think the church has a big issue with this. We don't talk romance enough. And we're not building healthy marriages and families. We're not building, Love Jones, they got that one going in the comment. Spoken word. Yeah. It's a lot of ideas of it's a lot of ideas that we have taken on as romance that most likely is a barrier to even getting to romance.
True.
Is a barrier. So how do we untangle some of these webs? I think one of the biggest one of the one of the biggest things that it's going to take though is to have good romance, you got to have good communication.
Well, I go a little further back. To have good romance, you have to have a good heart.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to want to put somebody else's interest before your own.
Yeah.
Have good romance. You got to have a good heart. You cannot be selfish and be romantic. That's a big barrier to romance.
It is.
Oh, that's sweet though. I like that you said that. That's nice. You got to have a good heart. Without a good heart, we in trouble for sure. You know what though? I'm gonna just name this because I do think this is a big thing. I'm gonna name this. I'm gonna name this. I do think that because of, particularly in our day, Pastor, a lot of probably still, I don't know still because I'm not single, but one of the things that is perpetuated in church was like getting married so you could have sex. Like, it's like big, like
It's better to marry than to burn with passion.
it's better to marry. Oh, Cavante. Anyway, but
Yeah. Don't do
it's
that.
better. Okay, I know it's better to marry than to burn. Right? That is a big like mindset of church people. So, would you say then that that's probably what's corrupted the idea of like romance? Because like you just like if that's your goal. If that's your goal is like, okay, once I get married, boom, it's on. Then that is kind of the goal, right? Like that is
I, I don't know. I don't know if
that could be a problem.
that could be a problem. Yeah.
That could be a problem.
If we are marrying just not to burn, then that could be a problem.
Like the concept is a
Yeah.
problem, possibly. It's biblical, but you taking that concept into a relationship could be problematic.
Yeah. I was thinking about this today, um, outside of this topic, but I was thinking about the nuclear family,
Mm-hmm.
the nuclear family, and how marriage is the beginning of a new nuclear family.
For sure.
The
Yeah.
husband, the wife, the kids.
Yeah.
And so you building your nucleus again,
For sure.
and just how that's what marriage is about. Marriage is about pro- producing and reproducing and rebuilding the nucleus, regardless if you can have kids or not. But it's about you know forming the nucleus again.
Yeah, a new family, a new family,
A new beginning, a
a
new
new
starting point.
beginning. Yes, 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 yes. All the things. And I think that, you know, when you talk about wrong reasons for marriage, I think when you think of lack of romance, it probably underneath was some wrong intention in getting married. Like maybe you thought they was cute. You thought they was, oh, I thought that person was sexy. It's like, okay, so what else? What was your intent? You had no intent to like really get to know that person. It was just about how they look. It was just about what they could do for you. It was just about not marrying and marry so you don't burn. Like, what was all of the like wrong reasons maybe why relationships start and continue? That once marriage comes on the table, then you see a different side of that partner because the intents were wrong leading up to it.
Now you bring up a good. I think I'm gonna make a point after your point.
Okay.
Your mom, I didn't understand it then, but it made a lot of sense to me way later on. I'm not talking about a year or two, but way later on. And when I asked your mom if I can marry you, because you went to the bathroom
Yeah,
and we was at Red Lobster,
it's true.
and we was at the table, and you went. I don't even know if you went to the bathroom. You just went away. You went away from the table and let me
Yeah,
and mom
I
talk.
went to the bathroom.
And your mom said, and I asked your mom, and she said, you'll make a good father. She ain't say you'll make a good husband. You're a good person. She said you will make a good father.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. That means, and just years later, it meant that you're a good new beginning for her.
Yeah, you could actually make a family.
Yeah.
Not just be out here just getting married. You somebody that's good to make a family with. That's for sure. It got to be more than wedding night, child.
Got to be more than a wedding night.
It got to be more than wedding night. It got to be more than destinies and ministries. It got to be more than we want about to have these careers. We want to be a power couple. It just got to be more than all of that to have a long lasting, healthy marriage and relationship. It has to be
Right.
more than just external factors and things.
Right. Don't jump to the end before the end gets here.
Because it comes fast. I mean, I cannot believe in a few months it's going to be 23. I mean, for sure. It's going to be 23 years. It go fast. It go kind of fast. And, it's like, did you spend all that time? I mean, I don't know if nobody get married to have a roommate. Having a roommate is like, got to be the worst on the top worst list. You
just existing.
Just existing, just in the same place together. Not really. And so, when we talk about dating God's way, we know that dating continues after marriage.
No, I'm not sleeping. I'm just probably just yawning.
No, it's Tara. They talk about Tara. Tara's sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not keeping up with comments.
They're going too fast. They moving too fast on me.
I think it is important to date after marriage, but make sure it's some romance.
Yeah.
Not worldly romance, y'all.
Keep the flame hot.
Yeah, the flame gotta be hot, child. You gotta show some interest in the other person beyond how they look now. What they look like in them jeans. It got to be more than that, child. That's what we're talking about tonight. Romance and churchy.
Romance and churchy.
Romance and churchy. Yeah, got to keep that romance game on. What some tips we can give? Let's give some married tips that y'all can use later if you're single, but married people can use now. Date. That's my first one. Date. Go on some dates. No, you do not go on a date after High Time in the Glory. No. That is no.
I was about to make this comment, then I was like, let me shut up. Then I'm gonna make it too. I'm gonna make it now.
Don't go.
Don't be flirting, praise breaking.
Brother, shut up. What are you talking about?
How y'all be flirting and y'all praising the Lord.
Nobody flirting or praise break. First, you're gonna stop. What you talking about now?
Don't be flirting, praise breaking. That's not romantic. Let people enjoy the Lord.
So they praise and they put their butt out. What's happening?
You said it, I didn't.
Shaking too much.
Ooh, fuck.
Child, please. We talk about
So yeah, I wouldn't say go on a date after High Time and Glory. No, I
no.
would not do that.
Too much shaking. Too much shaking in the
Mm,
present.
mm,
Stop that
mm.
shaking. That's what Pastor Will was saying. Stop that shaking. Stop that shaking, child. As I tell the ladies at our church, so make sure everything locked down before you get to going. That's it. Before you get to church, make sure everything locked down. That's it, Pastor.
That's it. Kanisha saying once after service is over, like no, I mean like I do not um I I would warn against it. I would warn against it
Yeah.
because it's not that you're at your most vulnerable, but you are.
It's vulnerability though.
I think you're at your most.
Openness. You have a real openness.
You have a real
After
openness.
worship and stuff like that, particularly, talking to our own people, you like have a huge openness, very vulnerability sometimes after times like that. So I do think it is you've been crying. I mean, it's just like a thing. It is a thing to be careful about. I think that is a caution.
It is.
But
It
I,
is.
I started off, go ahead.
I mean, honestly, this is why a long time ago I really stopped making plans after church. Church is for church. I don't make plans after worship. I mean, something. If me and A go out and do something, then I mean, but I really stopped. So one thing, I don't want to rush out of His presence,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So I stopped making plans. I don't want to rush. I don't want to be rushed out of His presence
That's right.
because
I want to have to
I
have
gotta
something to
do
do
something.
next. Yeah.
Right. That's one thing. And then the other thing is that I don't know what the Lord is going to do. Um, when He beckons me, when he beckons us to come meet Him in a high place, and after He has spoken, I don't want to be, I don't want to ever come down from that, and definitely don't want anything, don't want my flesh to get in the way,
That's right.
um, to come down from that. So yeah, so I would stay away from from from
Ah,
those times. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so date. That was the first thing. Date.
yeah,
Um, other thing is get some creativity. Get some creativity. Get some creativity. This I agree with this so much. Only so much than a movie. Find some other ways to have fun, yo. What is
yeah.
it?
So I saw this thing in Colombia, came across my Facebook. It's probably going to come across again now I'm talking about it. It's in Columbia,
Okay.
Maryland. They have midnight dating, and this midnight mini golf place. They opens at 9 p.m. They open at 9 p.m. Uh, it's
Somebody said it's ghetto bad. Somebody said we was too old too. Uh-uh.
I thought it was cute, Tara. It was like they said it opened at 9, from 9 to like 1 a.m. I thought it was cute. Oh, it's ghetto, Dad. Okay. As David say, highly unethical. Oh my goodness. You can do that in your backyard. Oh, T. Okay. Go ahead, E. What were you saying? Dating after verse was like dating after running a
I
marathon.
said,
Exactly.
I said, don't forget the date. That's what I said. Don't forget the date.
You said don't forget the date. Then you said be creative.
Be creative. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Be creative. Um, and then my last thing I was gonna say is relationships is a journey. Like go on a journey. Be
Yeah.
careful of destinations.
Yeah.
Like we bought a house. Okay, boom. We had a child. Boom. I mean, like, just be careful of like destinations. Because destinations sucks the romance out of it. Period. It just sucks it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've had to take expectations out of our marriage, as far as this is what I think we should have had, or this is what I think we should have, and I converted those expectations to I'm grateful for what we do have.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for our relationship. I'm grateful that I do have somebody to spend the rest of my life with.
Mm-hmm.
That's um
That's how you get the romance, y'all, for sure.
grateful. That's a point. Gratefulness helps you
Great
get the romance.
gratefulness helps you get the romance.
Yeah,
Yeah. Being seen, being heard, being wanted, all those things get you to romance. Romance. Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Hold hands and give lots of love. Remind your partner that they are seen and wanted.
That's
Yeah.
it.
This is
That's
from our this
it.
is from our therapist. This is from our resident therapist.
Our resident therapist that made it in the room, child.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. So let go of that TV romance. It kills relationships quick. Those TV expectations in romance, TV expectations will kill the romance in any relationship.
Remember, on TV, that romance is over in about 90 minutes. And less than that. It started like 20 minutes into it, and then the next 40, 50, 60 minutes is about that building that romance. And but then and then here come the credits.
Ter said Tubi get you killed. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. What is wrong with y'all? Something's literally wrong with y'all.
That's it.
Tubi romance get you killed.
To be romance, everybody dies at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Everybody dies.
Research says we need 12 hugs a day.
Wow.
You see why I hug you so much, Will? Look at it. I'm keeping you healthy.
Bless the Lord. Amen.
Romance.
Oh boy.
Boy. Boy. Poor dad. I bug him all day long. It's sad. You ready to go back to work, boo?
Uh,
You ready to go back to work? Go ahead and tell the people. You ready to go back to work?
Sometimes I need interaction sometimes.
You got into action.
No, I don't. I got way to win.
You Will, don't tell all my business on here on these streets.
I didn't say nothing.
You did say something. You said a whole lot. You do. You get me at least. I come up there for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes a day. Romance, y'all. Don't forget. Romance. Find the romance.
Find the romance.
Find the romance. Had the right intentions.
Find the romance.
No destination dating.
Hey, family.
Hey, family.
What y'all think of the night?
Yes, tell us what y'all think about romance and Churchy, child. Give us some. Give us some. Give us some. Give us some feedback about romance and Churchy. Is your mind right about romance?
We ate dinner kind of late tonight. It's probably why we so silly. We made dinner kind of late. David made us some chicken taco salad.
Good. Chicken and shrimp.
Chicken and shrimp. Young dude did his thing.
Okay. Destination dating. Yeah, destination dating. Trying to get to a destination. So it's like once we we trying to have a baby. We trying to buy a house. It's destination dating. Everything is getting you to a destination. Our marriage is a ministry. It's just all destination.
Well, that was my thing. Our marriage is a ministry. That was my line.
I know, but it can't be the destination. It better not be.
That was my line. That sealed the deal.
You better go ahead somewhere. Like that ain't no deal. All I want, them steaks. No, I'm just joking. Them crab cakes sealed the deal. No, I'm just joking. It did not. Those conversations sealed the deal. Good job. Good job. Good job. That's correct.
Yes, right. Let's stop being afraid of words like romance, pleasure,
and vulnerability. Get yourself Church. Let's stay married, church people. Let's date Get married and stay married, church people, and get this romance back in the right here now.
We were just talking to a couple this evening, and our 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 culture
Yeah.
our culture has came through a lot of turmoil, stress, oppression, depression.
Mm,
So words like romance, pleasure, vulnerability, those kind of words were taboo and left out and replaced by work through it, work on it.
mm-hmm.
It's going to be all right. And as I stated before, as I stated earlier, not to this group, to the couple, that my family has come a long way through bloodline, through anger issues,
Mm,
where love and affection was always shown, but I don't know if love and affection was really ever said.
wow.
It was shown a lot, but it wasn't, I don't recall it being said a whole lot. And so when we when we begin to talk about romance, pleasure, and vulnerability, us for us men, it sounds almost like punkish, right?
Wow.
Because it's saying that I'm broken. If I have these things, it takes away from my hardness, which
Mm,
isn't true. But it's just stuff that because we have failed to talk, but it's starting to be talked about a lot more now, but it's still not talked about enough because we have a whole lot of broken men out here doing reckless stuff, and the things that they're doing is displaying the brokenness that's there because of these words like this is taboo in our lives.
yeah, in our communities. I mean,
Yeah.
something you and I talked specifically about before we started having kids is, is that how we would both show them emotion, say we love them, hold their hand, kiss them. I mean, that affection goes a long way to someone's healthiness. Without having those things as a child, those things can become hard for places to express because you didn't see it. You did not have, affection. You didn't have someone holding your hand. You didn't have somebody kissing you, telling them that you love them, hugging you. So it is hard to maybe get to a place of like healthy romance if you never had that. You know, you didn't
Yeah.
have that growing up and you haven't worked through some of those things. It can be hard. That
But,
is
but,
true, Pastor.
but some of the one of the brothers that really showed me, not showing me personally affection, but I seen affection through them was the Wayans.
Yeah, the Wayne brothers.
Yeah, like
They love that family
they
child.
love that
They
family,
love that
right?
family. Yes.
But it was something that I never seen before,
Yeah.
and I'm like, look at these dudes kissing each other, but it was like, why not? They
Why
brothers,
not? They
all of them,
brothers.
why not?
It's
But that's
like
and
it's
that's the way
10
that
of them jokers.
and that's the way their family, that's the way their mom and dad
Raise them.
raised them, taught them this is how you look out for it, this is how you care about each other. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think, having that conversation, you and I having that conversation of like, this is how we're going to show up for our children was about their long-term healthiness of
yeah.
like, you can't leave this house and say you ain't never got no affection because it ain't true. I got pictures of like your dad kissing on you. Like it's important to know that that was there, that foundation was there, so you don't go and get crazy. So is
Yeah.
that a role for us, or is that something they have to do? I think it's a role for both people to make sure that they're healthy, that they have good, healthy imagination. Like your emotional, when you think about how you were internally, how you process emotions, how you handle emotion, is it from a healthy place or not? If you were abused, if your parents maybe didn't show you affection, you got to work through all that stuff before getting with somebody else for sure. I mean, like you remember me and Pastor Will had this big thing. People laughed at us for a long time because me and Pastor Will held hands. Like we still hold hands. But I mean, really, like we had a big thing about holding hands, and people be like, "Why y'all hold hands?" Like, I mean, people are just so haterish, man. That's like, man, y'all been married like 10 years, 15 years, y'all still holding hands. And I'm like, yes, we still hold. Why not?
Why not?
What is wrong with y'all? So I think, you have to work through some of your internal, and that person has to work through some of their internal things and why they might see Thursday because they dry and whack. You got to work through some whatever may be a barrier with you and emotions, and you may not even know. Right? That is a fact. You may not even know. There are some things you can go through in therapy and counseling and go get to the people, but you may not even know why you are a person that doesn't like emotion or how you handle emotion. I think those are all things you should work through. You should work through that one-on-one before you get with a person.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
T said they probably needed a hand holding. That's it, T. Go hold your own spouse hand, child. It's good. Affection is good.
Affection is good. Nothing wrong with affection.
Nothing wrong with affection. And Black community, Will, it's not great sometimes with that. It's not great.
We had to come up through the mud, Ed. We had to come up through the mud.
It's so hard. People so hard out here in these streets, man. Like,
had to come up through the mud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Romance, y'all. Romance.
Affection, vulnerability.
Dating should have healthy, unworldly romance. You can get to know your partner in a way that does not lead to foolishness. I'm saying.
And then you will make it to destiny.
You will make it to destiny, but make it to destiny with some romance.
It's
That's
a journey.
that's
It's a
my
journey.
quotable tonight.
It's a journey, and destiny is in the end.
Make it to destiny. Here we go. Let me write this out for y'all. With some romance. That's
No,
my quotable for tonight.
we gotta go.
We gotta go. Make it to destiny. We gotta go because I'm waiting when calling y'all. Make it to destiny. Make it to destiny with some romance. Oh, wait a minute. Is there hey, wait a minute, got a question. Is there always time for your spouse? What if one of the spouse just not feeling it?
Is there always time for your spouse?
It better be.
No.
You better make time.
That's it. It may not be always time, but you better make time.
It ain't gonna be no time, but you better make it. Yeah, you better make time for your spouse because if you don't make time for it, somebody gonna make it.
And what's this not feeling it?
Right. What you not feeling?
What you not feeling?
What you not feeling? Life happens, and you still need to be able to. Who I must say, hold up the bloodstained banner, but that ain't it, Pastor. It's how me to be.
But this sounds like this not feeling, just not feeling it. Just not feeling it sound more like a communication breakdown of that somebody is not able to express how they are feeling or what they are feeling. Right. Maybe after an argument, and I think we've been there. Like after we had like an intense time of fellowship, and then one can lose their feelings faster than the other can, and you're just not feeling it. But you got to get past. Do you get past yourself, or do you communicate? And that's a great time to communicate. Like, you know what? I don't like what you did, or I felt like this when you did this, or whatever the case may be. And is it always time? That might be that time for your spouse, is to open up that communication. So, and those times actually those times of remediation, those are just as romantic as anything else sometimes.
That's true. Learning how to come back together is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but all this, you not feeling it. It's gonna be a lot of times when you ain't feeling it. What I gotta do with something?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be feeling a whole lot of stuff and you gotta still do it. You don't be feeling work and you be going.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good, is there always time? You make time. You make time and you do things whether you feel it or not. Communication, good romance starts with good communication. Open up that mouth and talk.
Open up that mouth and talk.
Another one I get y'all right quick too is sometimes people like, well, if your spouse not helping out at home or something like that, then that's why they don't want to be romantic because their spouse don't be helping them with the kids and this, that, and the other. It's still lack of communication. It's poor communication on both parts. An unwillingness.
You can't have you. Well, I guess you can, but I'll say this: it's hard to have high expectations with no communication.
Hard to have high expectations with no communication.
That's a
We've been there with small kids before. Small kids is hard on the merge. That's for sure.
that's a relationship. That's at work. That's anywhere.
That's anywhere. So you got to talk about expectations and you got to be clear about them. But that can't throw away your romance. Them days ain't gonna be there forever.
Yeah.
The small kids, career, all that stuff ain't gonna be in your life forever. You got to learn to communicate. So none of that stuff break the romance. That's it. And we done. I said romance and churchy.
Romance and churchy. But
romance and churchy. You better have both, child.
Yeah.
That's it.
But if you're single, be careful with that being churchy romantic though. I want to talk about this one day.
Okay.
I saw this, the hopeless romantic, whatever that means. One day we'll talk about it, maybe. The hopeless romantic.
Lifetime.
That is lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime.
Hey y'all, thanks Drake. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us.
Joining tonight, romance and churchy, all of it.
All of it.
We getting it together.
We getting it together.
We getting this church together. Get this romance, y'all, and stop breaking up these marriages and happy homes. Okay.
All right. Hey, we love y'all. Hope to see y'all Wednesday night, tomorrow night at Bible study.
Bible study. It's gonna be good.
4520 Beach Road, Temple Hills, Maryland.
Tomorrow gonna be so good, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a little continuation in a healing. We're gonna do something tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
4520 Beach Road, Temple Hills, Maryland.
I'm already ready.
We have Apostolic Impartation on Saturday morning. Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Pre.
10 a.m. Sunday morning service starting at 9 o'clock. Transformation class. 10 o'clock is our.
Oh, the men hanging out Friday.
Friday night, the men. We're gonna meet at Phelps Field. For Davis football game. We're gonna be cheering my alma mater, Phelps High School.
Oh, and then the women, noon on Saturday, we getting together. The women, we coming together. Saturday, 12 o'clock, meet us at 4520 Beach Road. We're gonna be there. The women.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Hey, look, thank you all for the birthday wishes last week. I enjoyed every single one of them. I enjoyed the baseball game. I enjoyed every gift, every Starbucks card, every Visa card.
Go ahead, Pastor.
I had a blast.
Do it.
I had a blast. I found me another little hole in the wall cafe that I can stop at now because I had a $25 gift card to spend.
Ooh.
Thank you all.
Blessings.
Hey, look, on this past Saturday, we served the community at Hillcrest Heights Elementary School.
Yes.
Yo, that joint was tight. Yo, my brother Corey came out and he DJ'd for us.
Yes, it was amazing.
Hillcrest Heights was wonderful. Yeah, and I'm excited about the connection that we've had with Hillcrest Heights. Yeah. And we got some more plans in the work. For other things. I got stuff going on up here, and we're gonna do it. Bless the Lord. All right. So y'all, thank y'all. We out. See y'all later.